Hey, what's going on guys? So today we're checking out the play art Cait, Final Fantasy VII Advent Children, Cid Highwind and Cait Sith. So this figure came out around 2018, so it's one of the more recent play art Cait figures, but I don't think many people picked up this figure, so I thought today we could take a look. So I hope you guys will enjoy the video, and with that being said, let's get into it. Alright, stay tuned guys. Okay, so let's take a look at the packaging. So on the front we have a pretty nice photo of the figures themselves, and down here we have the Final Fantasy VII AC and Play Arts Cait logos, and this figure is number 9 in the series. So on the sides of the packaging, once again we have a nice image of the name of the film, and on the back we have a couple of screenshots of the figure in various poses. Okay, so here's the inside of the packaging, and once again we have a pretty nice photo of the figures themselves, Cid Highwind, Cait Sith, and we can even see Red 13 here. Over here we have a bit of text, so if you guys want to read it, then feel free to pause and read. And right over here we have a nice window display packaging to showcase the figure inside the box. Okay, so first up, I just want to give you guys a quick look at my entire Play Arts Cait Final Fantasy VII figure collection. So these are all the figures that I have. So I think for the most part I do have all the figures apart from some of the remake figures. But yeah, here's a look at Cid. So as you can see, I've got them displayed beside Vincent Valentine, Barrett, Cloud Strife, and Red 13 and Cait Sith. And just ignore Balthier, I just didn't have any space to display that figure anywhere else. So yeah, I do plan to make a review of every single figure here. So if you guys want to check it out, then they will be on the channel. And don't forget to ring that bell notification so you guys don't miss out on all these videos. And yeah, with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at the Play Arts Cait Cid Highwind. Okay, so let's take a look at the head sculpts and let's check out all these details. So now, I don't think this is a very popular figure. I don't think many people pick this figure up at all, which is a bit of a shame because he's actually a pretty nice figure. He's got quite a nice sculpt and a pretty nice paint job. But you know, he's just not one of the more popular characters. I think most people probably save their money to pick up, you know, characters such as Cloud Strife or Tifa or Aerith, which is such a shame because I think in the long run it's definitely a figure worth picking up. And one of the main bonuses to pick up this figure is the fact that it comes with Cait Sith. So this is pretty much the only way to pick up this figure. Yeah, you can't pick this figure up any other way, which is you know, once again a bit of a shame, but I guess that's the reason why they included Cait Sith, because otherwise probably no one would pick up Cid Highwind if he just came by himself without Cait Sith. But yeah, anyhow, let's take a look at the face. So yeah, I mean, the face is pretty crazy. It looks a bit strange because his eyes are wide open and he's got a pretty big smirk on his face. Yeah, it definitely looks a bit strange, but you know, I think it works pretty well for this figure. It really suits his personality. And yeah, you can see like a bit of stubble around his face. It's, yeah, very nice detailing. Even like the teeth, you can make out the individual teeth sculpted in there. And here we have the goggles on top of his forehead, which of course are sculpted onto the figure and you cannot take them off. He's got this like bandage across his across the forehead. Looks pretty cool. So as for the hairpiece once again, pretty nice. You know, they always seem to do a great job on the hair sculpting. You can see all the strands of hair sculpted in there. You know, it's even quite nicely painted. It's got quite a nice fade from like almost black to like a light blonde. It looks really, really cool. So I mean, for the most part, there's really not much to cover here. I mean, it's a very plain design. It's a very, very simple look for this character. So he's pretty much got this blue shirt piece, which has all these folds and creases sculpted in there. It is quite nicely painted, and you can even see the dog tags sculpted around the neck, which are sculpted directly onto the figure, which I don't usually like. I wish that they made it out of a separate piece of chain. I just think that would have worked way better. But here we have the arm piece with the pink band across the bicep. And we have these gloves, and this hand is holding the spear piece, which is actually pretty nicely done. It's made up of 2 pieces, so you have to build it by yourself. And we have this jacket piece, wrapped around the waist, which looks pretty cool. It does look quite realistic. And apart from that, we have the green cargo pants or trousers, whatever you want to call them. So yeah, as I mentioned before, it is a very, very plain design. And down here we have the boots with all these nice detailings like the laces. And so here's a look at Cait Sith. And this is a very nice figure. This is probably my favorite piece in this entire figure set. But I mean, the detailing is quite nice. You can make out all the fur detail. Pretty nice paint as well, and I do quite like the design. Love this figure so much. And the fact that he only comes with Cid is the pretty much like the main selling points, as I mentioned before. If you guys want to display this figure beside Red 13. And so this is the side of the figure, and we have a nice profile of the face. He just looks like such a crazy character, like such a crazy personality, which I love about Cid. And there's a hairpiece. Moving down here to the blue shirt piece and the pink band across the bicep. We have the jacket piece, the green trousers, and the boots. And here's a quick look at the side of Cait Sith. I mean, this is a really small figure. It's super, super tiny. It's probably like 2 inches tall. And so here's the other side of the figure. So it's pretty much the exact same as the other side. Once again, we have a nice profile of the face. All that stubble sculpted around his around the chin. It looks pretty nice. And once again, we have the arm, the hand holding this massive spear, which is quite nicely sculpted. You can see all the like all the bandages sculpted in there. I mean, look at the lace detail here. It's just so nicely done. It's a very crisp and clean detailing. And once again, the side of Cait Sith. So here's a figure from the back, and we have quite nice detailing on the back of the hairpiece. And we even have this black band. So just nice attention to detail. Here's the back of the blue shirt piece and this jacket. I mean, look at all the detailing, all the texture. It looks super realistic. Very nicely done. And the back of the legs with these pretty exposed double hinge joints, which is to be expected. And the back of Cait Sith with the tiny little crown on the top of his head and the red cape. He's even got the tail in there. Okay, so just a quick look at Cait Sith and Red 13. So here's how they look. As I mentioned before, the only way to pick up Cait Sith is to pick up Cid Highwind, which is a bit of a shame, but I mean, they look so great together that I think it's totally worth picking up Cid Highwind just for Cait Sith. It's definitely worth the extra purchase. Okay, so as for the accessories, so as you can see, the figures come with quite a lot. So we have quite a few pairs of hands for both of these figures, and we have a few additional accessories for Cait Sith. Of course, we have the figures themselves of Cait Sith and Cid Highwind, and apart from that, we have the packaging and the display stand inside the box. Okay, so let's take a look at the articulation for the figure. So now, as for the head sculpt, we have a ball joint in there. We also have a ball joint at the base of the neck, so pretty nice range of motion. So as for the shoulders, we have these ball hinge joints, and these are pretty nice joints. They can move all the way up. We have these swivels at the biceps, ball hinge joints at the elbows, and ball hinge joints at the wrists. We have a ball joint inside the torso piece, and this here jacket piece is also made out of a soft piece of plastic. As for the hips, we have these pretty loud ball ratchet joints. We have these double hinge joints, and they can go all the way up. And we have ball hinge joints at the ankle and the hinge joints at the toe. So overall, pretty decent articulation for the figure. So let's put Cid to the side for the moment, and let's take a look at the Cait Sith. Okay, so Cait Sith has very basic articulation. So we have a swivel at the headpiece. As for the shoulders, it seems to be like a ball joint, but it doesn't really work very well. It just can kind of move out a tiny bit and forward and back. And it seems like we have a swivel at the feet and a swivel at the tail. This here Cait piece is also made out of a soft piece of plastic, as you guys would expect. So yeah, that's a look at the articulation for both Cait Sith and Cid Highwind. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the Play Arts Kai Cid Highwind. So yes guys, a pretty nice figure. I mean, as I mentioned before, he is a side character, so you may want to pick up a different figure in the line. But I mean, if you guys are a big fan of this character, then I would say go on ahead and pick him up. he is a pretty nice figure overall. Once again, this is just a final look at my entire Play Arts Kai Final Fantasy VII AC collection. So yes guys, hope you enjoyed the review. Thank you so much for watching. As I mentioned before, I will have a lot more reviews on the channel, so don't forget to ring that bell notification so you guys don't miss out. Have a great day, take care, stay safe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Alright, have a good one guys.